The Strangers Chapter 2 is a 2025 American film directed by Renny Harlin and stars Madeleine Petsch, Gabriel Basso, and Emma Horvath. This is part 2 of the current reboot trilogy of the 2008 original, and man, is this the most pointless reboot or remake yet, I think. I mean, yeah, you could say there's a lot of pointless ones, but this is just, it baffles me. It baffles me. This review is going to be kind of a hit piece, because this movie just annoyed the living shit out of me. So the plot follows Maya from Chapter 1, waking up in a hospital following, the events of the first film, only to discover that her attackers are still after her. Man, this one is not good. It is so far from good. It's bad, actually. It's bad. Bordering on disaster, in my opinion. Chapter 1 wasn't good either, but it was far better than this. And I was honestly, now that I think about it, now that I've seen this, I was probably way too soft on Chapter 1 when I reviewed it. This will probably be a pretty short review, because, I mean, if you've seen this movie, you know where I'm going with this. What is there to say about this movie? There's just not a lot to say. I know Chapter 3 isn't out yet, and who knows, maybe we'll tie things up in a cool way, but I highly fucking doubt it. To me, the funniest thing about this film is that it just literally didn't need to exist. I don't think. Chapter 1 was, basically a loose, far less interesting version of the original, right? But this is like a placeholder, I guess, between Chapter 1 and Chapter 3, which is what which is what it should be, but I mean that in the worst of ways. The most boring ways possible. The only way I think Chapter 3 can be good is if it just goes off the rails and gives us something completely new. And it looks like it might do a little bit of that, but I don't have any hopes. I will go and see it, but I have no hopes for it. So other than having literally zero interesting characters, and at this point I would like to place the strangers characters, the killers, whatever you want to call them, I'd place them in that too. Because what does this movie do? Nothing. It does nothing. It does reveal the identity of one of the strangers earlier on in the film. And who cares about that, though? I mean, the whole point of the original 2008 film is that these people have no identity, as far as the viewers are concerned. That's what makes the strangers. That's what makes them cool. That's what makes these characters cool to me. But there's more. You also get these flashbacks to when the strangers were kids. Who wanted that? Who wanted that? Maybe I could look past that if there was some good gore or, some great kills. This is supposed to be a slasher after all, right? At least I think that's what we categorize it as. But you don't even get that much. And I get it. The OG film wasn't a movie that was reliant on gore at all. It does have some. But it wins you over with tension and well-placed scares, which this film has zero. Chapter 1 didn't really either, but this somehow has less. Like, how do you have less than zero? Negative, I guess. It does have a scene where the lead fights a CGI boar, which made me audibly laugh in the theater, which I don't do often, in a horror film especially. Whose fucking idea was that? You gotta fire that person. You gotta let him go. So it really reminded me of back when Kevin Smith was supposed to direct a Superman movie. It was probably at least 20 years ago, which he wrote a script for, and some asshole studio exec was like, this is pretty good, man, but how about we just have Superman fight a giant spider? And Kevin Smith just walked out or something, which is awesome. But anyway, so I'm giving The Strangers Chapter 2 a 3.5 out of 10. I think that's the lowest score I've given a film yet, and I've reviewed probably over maybe 100 or so. It sucks, man. It sucks, and I'm sorry if you wasted your money on it. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you at the multiplex.